last few years since we've talked and since we touched base. The theme, obviously, of this program here today is something that we've talked about before. Back in 2008, we specifically discussed the idea of the archons in connection to some of the technology developments that we can see around the world. We want to talk about this, the synthetic, the artificial, the everything we can see from artificial food, basically, a version of technology all the way up to computers, brain implant, chips. There's so much that are happening, and obviously since 2008 there's been even an incredible amount of new developments happening in this area, in this particular subject. But to get people up to speed, John, I think it's a good idea to just do a brief background on the idea of the archons for those who haven't heard about this before. So maybe you can kind of just set the theme for us here first, John.
Sure, I'd be happy to do so. A few years back, Henrik, when we first talked about this, I was just coming off the publication of my book, God in His Image, which came out in November of 2006. Now, there's a lot about these so-called archons in that book, and in the 5 years since it was published, it seems like the word archon has really come into the vocabulary. Certainly you find it in many places on the internet. It's being used widely. The word archon and the adjective, which would be archontic, and they're sometimes called the archontes. These are Greek words. And that's very, I find that a good development, because as far as I know, when I wrote On His Image, and you would second this observation, I believe, I was the first person to bring out specifically the Gnostic theory of the archons, which is found in the Nag Hammadi writings, and is a great warning for humanity to alert us to those forces that can alienate us from the earth and actually cause us to betray and abandon our own humanity. There's a tremendous message regarding the archons in the Gnostic writings. So while I wouldn't necessarily claim to have put that word into public discourse, it doesn't matter who put it in, I think I can claim that the Gnostic version of the archons that is currently becoming more and more discussed originated with my book in 2006.
That's right, and I remember, John, one of the things that really got me into the subject overall is an